Emma. Hey. Okay, great. So, welcome to everyone. If you're just joining now, I'm so happy that you're here. We're going to be talking about how to become fully booked on autopilot. And I'm really excited to share this masterclass with you. So, as soon as you join, just let me know your name. I'd also love to know where you are in the world and what your business is. That way, as I'm going through the slides and I'm talking you through some of these concepts that I'm going to be sharing, I'll know what your business is. I can, tailor a little bit of the content to you and use some specific examples that might be even more valuable for you as we go through the training. So let me know what you do. And I'm really excited because we're going to be talking about 5 steps or 5 really big shifts that I personally needed to make and what I see a lot of my clients, most of my clients needing to make when we first start working together in order to hit those consistent 10K months and to start to become booked out with your dream clients and to do it on autopilot, right? Because there's one thing to be able to start booking the clients that you want to work with, but you're hustling to get each and every client, or you're waiting for your next referral or something like that. And then there's also, the other option, which is to have those clients reaching out to you, booking themselves in your calendar, asking you what it's like to work with you. And that shift and that change in dynamic is such a major, major shift that I think so many of us are hoping to make. We don't want to be looking for our next client. We want our next client to be looking for us, right? And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you. So I'm very, very excited for all of you who are here. I know there's some new people and some of you I've known for a while. So Elle, you are a content strategist. That's awesome. Lauren, event planner and partnership coach. Amazing. I know that we already had a photographer. We had a marketing strategist, social media manager, business coach. So hey, all of those are incredible. And if for any reason you're actually watching this video right within YouTube and leaving me comments there, I won't see them there. So come back over to the page that you originally found this video on and scroll down a little bit and there's a chat box there. But it's fine, you can watch the video there as well. But if you're asking questions and I'm not seeing them, that's why. So come back over to this page and that's where I can see all of your questions. And for those of you who are here on this page, keep me posted on where you're at throughout this training. I want to know how you're feeling about all of these things and also which parts you're going to take action on. And I'm also going to be coming back and answering all your questions. So feel free to keep leaving them in the chat box. And I will come back through sort of intermittently between each one of these slides. Cool. Let's get started. So first of all, I definitely want to say a huge welcome and thank you to all of you guys for showing up, for taking the time to invest in yourself by learning from somebody else. And I'm really, excited that I get to be the person that you are learning from. And also want to remind you to shut down your tabs, turn off your phone. This is not one of those webinars where I recommend kind of having this on in the background, multitasking, working on something else. Shut it down. Show up for this. It's going to help it sink in way better, and you're going to be more likely to take action if you, put your focus here. Also, stick around to the end because I am going to be giving away $1,500 in free things to some of you. So I'm very excited to share that with you. Yay, we have a brand designer for logos and websites. Awesome. What's your name? I'd love to meet you. Hey, excited to be here. Lauren, a spiritual awakening coach in Kansas City, Missouri. Amazing. Great news. Okay, awesome. So let's get into it. Let me make sure that you guys are in the right spot. For those of you who are here, I want to make sure that I'm not going to waste any of your time. So this webinar is specifically for entrepreneurs who aspire to or currently do make a living from their expertise and their creativity. So this is specifically for coaches, influencers, service providers, and e-commerce entrepreneurs. So if you're a course creator or a coach or something like that, this is incredible for you. This is also for you if you want to implement a proven system so that you can become fully booked with your dream clients without spending all of your time at your desk. That's who I created this for. If you need clients in your business and you want them, ASAP, then pay attention because this is going to be an important hour for you. And we're going to cover a few important things. So number one, I'm going to show you how to turn your expertise into a 10K per month income, even if that seems totally crazy right now. I know when I had that 10K goal written in my notebook, I was like, yeah, seems like a nice number, but I have no idea how I'm going to get there. Seems, unlikely. But I'm here to tell you that it is likely, and I'm going to show you how. Plus, I'm going to show you how to become fully booked with your dream clients while you experience more freedom. I keep saying that. How to make a bigger impact in the world, but I want to show you how to do that without just adding more and more and more to your to-do list. Plus, how to stop constantly creating new offers and worrying if someone's going to finally bite. Maybe this is the thing that people are going to buy. Maybe I need to do this project or this course or this program. Instead, I want you to feel confident that you know how to scale to that 10K month the productive way. So we're going to get into all of that in just a minute. So my big promise to you is that you're going to leave here knowing the 5 big shifts that you need to make right now in order to become fully booked on autopilot. If you stick with me, I'm going to show you how. I know at this point it might feel a little bit crazy, like I said, but I'm going to break down exactly step by step the process that we use to do that. This is what got us to making those 10K marks months, but we're doing, well over that now. And the truth is, it's only become easier and easier the more we follow this exact process. So it's not like we did this and then changed to get to the next level. We sort of doubled down on this exact process. Now, I definitely want to lay down, I like to always put some like rules in my webinar. Even though I know a lot of you who are here are like rule breakers, but this is sort of the rules of these webinars. Number one, in order for any of this stuff to work, for these 5 shifts to work, you have to care about making an impact. So that means no fake experts, nobody who's here to just, try to find, like, this is not some kind of get rich quick scheme or technique. You have to have a mission. And also you really do have to be ready and willing to put in the work to create a sustainable business. This is unfortunately not some kind of magic formula for creating a cash machine. This is for real business owners who really truly want to design a business that they can scale, right? So if you agree to those rules, then we can keep on moving with the 5 steps to become fully booked on autopilot. Let me see where you guys are at. So I'd love to hear from you. Give me a hand raise emoji if you can relate to this. So raise your hand if you are an idea person. You're an idea machine. You're constantly pumping them out. You always have incredible big ideas, big dreams. You've got journals upon journals with like ideas, business ideas, product ideas. But somewhere along the way, maybe your ideas keep ending up half-baked. And maybe if you're anything like me, you're starting to even question if you're cut out for this whole entrepreneurship thing. Give me a hand raise emoji if you've ever felt like that, or if this is, something that you can relate to right now. Also, give me a hand raise little emoji if you see other entrepreneurs who have just as much passion as you do, have just as much know-how as you do, but somehow you're creeping them on Instagram and you see them killing it, and maybe you're starting to become a little bit secretly jealous, a little bit of bad vibes. Ashley says both. Yep. Okay, I hear you. Raise your hand if this relates to you. So maybe you're constantly busy and you're spending a lot of time at your desk, but some months you're left there, shutting your laptop at the end of the month and asking yourself, like, what did all of this work actually amount to? Like, I've been busy, I've been at my desk, I've been putting in the time and the effort, but I'm not sure what I'm like, have I actually made any significant movements towards my goal or my income goal or my, project goals? Yeah, okay, hand raise, amazing. So also let me know if this relates to you. You start out every single month wondering where that next client is going to come from. So maybe you even have a client right now, but maybe the client, you're getting to the end of the 8 weeks when you work together and you're like, shoot, now I got to find that next client. Yes. Okay. All of the above now. Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Also, raise your hand if you're sick and tired of feeling scattered or overwhelmed or confused about what the next big step should be to get the results and, let's be honest, cash flow that you know you deserve. This was something that I really craved. I hated feeling like I didn't know exactly what I should do to make the most impact in my business. So what's the thing that's going to move the needle the most? I wanted to know this process, and instead I was feeling scattered and I felt like I just didn't know what to do to make the biggest impact. And lastly, raise your hand if this relates to you. You feel like there's some big secret that other entrepreneurs know, and it's keeping you from being fully booked with your dream clients. I always say that I thought there was some secret entrepreneur Illuminati where they shared their secrets and everybody else was like, on the outside. Truth is, there's no entrepreneur Illuminati. What's very exciting is that if any of that does sound like you, it's cool, it's fine. I have good news. Those aren't actually the problems, those are just symptoms of the problem. And the real problem is you haven't made these specific shifts that I'm going to share with you that help me and my clients start to book those clients on autopilot. So no need to stress. I had to make these shifts and I see my clients making them all the time. And once you do make them, some cool things can start to happen. So you will be able to work fewer hours in your business. So you can leave your desk at 3, you can take Fridays off, you can go on those road trips or whatever it is that you have on your vision board or whatever. You can do all of that while making more money consistently. So those 10K months can be easy for you. Like I said, this is not something that I just, am saying to sound like a sexy thing to promote. It is something that does start to become easier and easier. Plus, you're going to naturally attract dream clients. So not just any clients, your dream ideal clients, the ones that you're excited to work with, you're going to be attracting those to you, like I said, instead of going after them. And you're going to be able to turn on a stream of these leads whenever you need them, just like a tap. Plus, you're going to have more freedom to travel, to work on that new passion project that you have, to spend time with your loved ones, all because you know that your clients, like I said, are coming to you. So this is a common problem where entrepreneurs, even once you start to get in a flow and you're booking clients or you know the things that you need to do to gain traction, you constantly feel like you have to choose, right? Should I take that Friday off or should I work this Friday and I know that I'm going to move the needle a little bit more in my business? I don't want you to have to choose. I want you to have specific systems and processes in place that will allow you to take the time off and know that your business is doing the work for you and that you are attracting your dream clients while you're, on a road trip in the middle of nowhere with no Wi-Fi or whatever it is. So you're going to be able to scale past that 10K month using this process. Like I said, this is the same one we use to scale past to 15, 20, 30, 40K months. You're also going to be able to stop feeling secretly jealous of those other entrepreneurs because you're going to be beach hopping with them or taking Fridays off with them. You can also finally talk about what you do with your friends and family confidently. This is something I hear a lot from my clients because you are proud of what you're doing and you know how well you're doing it. So you'll feel, maybe sometimes you get to these networking events or you're chatting with your family and you're starting to feel like, when people ask you that dreaded question, so what is it that you do again? You're like looking for some kind of out and to, you're like, I think, my aunt's calling me to help with dinner. Plus, lastly, you're going to feel incredibly fulfilled knowing that you're making a massive impact in this world and on your clients' lives. So you can continue to scale that impact and continue to help more and more people the more you scale your business. So that's very, very exciting for me. Yeah. Hand raise emoji. Yep. Okay. You guys are with me. So before we go too much further, let me just quickly introduce myself so you know why the heck you should listen to me if you don't know me yet. My name is Alyssa Coleman. I'm a productivity strategist for creative entrepreneurs, and my specialty is taking female entrepreneurs from feeling like a hot mess to feeling like an entrepreneurial machine. We've helped dozens of clients set up automated business systems and scale to 10K months, and I specialize in helping my clients leverage their time and scale their business in a really productive way, right? And I didn't always know these shifts, as I'm kind of alluding to here. A lot of these things that I'm talking about are things that I struggled with myself. I was spending all my time at my desk. I felt like this was like my second home, and I still wasn't making that kind of impact that I wanted to on the world, but I also wasn't making that kind of impact on my bank account. Like you would think if I'm working so many more hours in my business than I, was at my regular job, I would be rich by now, and I just wasn't. I also didn't have the freedom that I wanted to travel. The whole reason I started my business was to have location independence, and I didn't have that freedom yet because I didn't have an automated business structure that would allow me to take time off or, travel in the middle of the week, or whatever it is, to know that my business would be working for me. But I also, like I said, I wasn't making the cash flow that I really needed to be able to drop everything and, work from an Airbnb or to have that lifestyle that I really dreamed of. And so that was a big, wake up call for me. So what did I do? I studied the top dogs, those people who always seem to have this constant group of raving fans who were literally begging to buy from them or to work with them. And anytime they dropped a new offer, they were selling out. And I noticed a few big things that they were doing differently that maybe the rest of us aren't. And I specifically remember once I realized that this was working, I was traveling, I was visiting my family in this small little village where there was literally no Wi-Fi in this house, except if you went to the back of the house, in like the very backyard where there was these beautiful fields here that you can see, and there was these little baby cows in the back of the field. You can sort of see one there. It's not a great picture, but that was the only spot that I could get Wi-Fi. So I was like back there, like kind of panicking, sweating a little bit that my business, I was totally offline. I definitely wasn't confident of being totally, with no Wi-Fi. And so I would go back there and check my Wi-Fi and check my emails and reach out to my clients and post on social media. And I remember one day towards the end of the trip, I went back there to check the Wi-Fi, and I had 2 clients booked into my calendar. And this was the moment I was looking at that cow, and I will never forget the name of those 2 clients who were booked into my calendar. And I just had this moment of being like, okay, I think it's working. I finally think we have something that is working. And from that moment forward, we just continued to share that method. I doubled down on that method. We shared it with my clients, and they've had some pretty insane results as well. So the bottom line is this: there's 5 key shifts that you need to make if you want to be fully booked on autopilot. If you want to be looking at cows in the middle of nowhere in, a small Portuguese island and have clients booking into your calendar, I'm going to show you those 5 steps, and let's do it right now. Cool? Give me a thumbs up or a cow emoji if you guys are ready to ready to have that as well. So big shift number 1, my friends, is to stop looking for shortcuts. I hate to say this one, but the truth of the matter is everybody online right now is talking about entrepreneurship being easy, effortless. It's so easy. It's like, it's no big deal. And, when I first started my business, I read the 4-Hour Workweek, I think 3 times. I've listened to the audiobook a couple times. I was obsessed with this process. I really wanted this to be the thing for me. I wanted to be a digital nomad or work that 6 figures in 6 months. I wanted to have that badge of honor that I saw so many people having, or I saw people sharing about how 30K months are easy and effortless. But here's the truth that I've had to figure out the hard way. If you're committed to building your business in integrity, then sometimes this work is actually hard work. And I'm here to acknowledge you for how hard I know you are working, okay? This is not that kind of webinar, because growing and scaling a sustainable business requires commitment. It requires consistency. It requires focus. And you and me both know that it requires determination and a commitment to your vision. So when it comes to building a scalable business and bringing your vision to life, I'm willing to do the work if you are. I'm not here to take shortcuts, but I am here to take the most direct route. And that's really what this webinar is all about. And that's what I want you to start to look for. So we're not looking for shortcuts here. We're not looking to compare ourselves to the person who's letting you know that this is going to be super easy. But I do want you to start looking for that most direct route, because I do not want you, the worst thing that you can do right now is start to underestimate entrepreneurship, because the more you think it's going to be easy, the more it's actually going to hurt when you've overestimated your productivity and underestimated how much of a bad bitch entrepreneurship actually is. Here's something that I love. I don't know if you guys follow Tyler McCall. He posted this on Instagram a while back, and he said, Beyonce rehearsed for 8 months for a 2-hour performance. Think about that next time you want something in your business to work right away. And this Beyonce performance was a major moment for me, because I don't know if you guys saw her Coachella performance on Netflix. It's awesome. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend. But here's the thing: Beyonce got booked to perform at Coachella, and so did dozens of other performers, right? Now, let's just assume that most performers rehearse for like 1 month before their performance. Meanwhile, Beyonce rehearsed for 8 months before her performance. Let's say Beyonce and that other performer were paid the exact same amount, even though I'm going to go ahead and guess that Beyonce was paid more because she's known for showing up with that, that level of excellence. But let's just say they were both paid the same amount for their 1 hour or their 2-hour performance. But Beyonce put in 8 hours, 8 months of work before the performance, and that other person only put in 1 month of work. They got paid the same amount, but then Beyonce went ahead and leveraged that performance, and she closed that Netflix deal. And guess how much she got paid for this Netflix partnership that she created? $60 million. And this is just a testament to how showing up with a level of excellence, showing up with a commitment, and putting in the work for the products that you're putting out are always an investment in the long term. So if you're doing it with intention and you're looking for the most direct route, she was actually being highly productive here. But many other people who were booked for the same performance, probably didn't rehearse for the 8 months and were thinking like, what the hell is she performing for or rehearsing for so long for? But guess who we remember from that Coachella performance? Beyonce, right? Yes, yes. So here's what I want you to say. If I sometimes like to think of entrepreneurship as a woman, and here's my PSA. Don't insult her, okay? Let's not insult entrepreneurship like it's some kind of get rich quick scheme. This is what separates the Beyoncés from the one-hit wonders in the world. And if you want in this game, you really do have to be willing to be strategic. I personally refuse to hustle, but I also refuse to contribute to the junk and the single-use programs and products that I'm seeing on the internet right now. I'm sick and tired of hearing from clients and friends that they've purchased a product or they've worked with a coach and they've been burned, or they've bought a product and they've spent more money on it than it was actually worth. And that is just absolutely not okay. And if you're in this community and if you're following this process, that's just not something that we believe in, right? These are single-use garbage products that we are not here for. And so I know that the level of impact that you want requires a level of commitment to your craft, right? Here are the facts of this webinar. I'm not the entrepreneur who's going to tell you to stay up all night and hustle, but I'm also not going to tell you to slap some 10K price tag on a crappy program and then go ahead and book a ticket to Bali. I'm here to say that if you really believe in the programs and the offers that you do have to have a high level of commitment. And I'm going to show you how to have that, but also the freedom you desire, right? This is the productive way. No shortcuts, just the most direct route. So that, the goal here is so that you can actually feel good when you make that 10K and still book your ticket to Bali. Make no mistake, you know that it's going to take work. So create a process for doing that work without compromising your life. Because the more you invest in that work strategically now, the easier and easier it's going to become in the long term, right? So if you don't, you're probably going to get into this position where you're at a breaking point where you need that next client and you're going to start looking for ways to put a 10K price tag on a polished, piece of trash. And that's exactly what we're trying to avoid, right? So here's the thing. If you don't resonate with those things, and if this is not the webinar for you, no worries, no judgment. Now is the time. Now the next 4 shifts are not going to work for you. But if that does resonate with you, shut your tabs because we're going in. Okay. So major shift number 1. Give me a number 1 emoji if you relate to this. There are no shortcuts. Invest in quality and longevity in your business, and that is how clients start to come to you on autopilot. Deal? Let me see those number 1s. Yes. Amber says 1. Emma. Emma says no single-use products. Okay. Yes, Emma. Yes. Ashley says 1. Amazing. Great work, guys. Okay. Let's get into big shift number 2. Stop making programs. Guys, I hate to say this one. I'm sorry, but you have to stop making programs. This is a serious problem. I did this. It's a very old school way of marketing. Delete your services page. If you have a services page on your website right now, I want you to go into WordPress, click on the services page, and go right ahead and delete it. The old school model teaches us that we should focus on having lots of services, lots of offers, but unfortunately, that ends up just becoming seriously overcomplicated. When I first when I first started my business, I was a practicing nutritionist and I had so many offers. I had, the initial consult, and then I had follow-ups, and then you could get a pack of 3 follow-ups. And then I also had a detox package that people could buy. And then I also had this other thing where people could hire me for like a grocery store tour. If they wanted me to make a meal plan, they had to buy this specific thing. And I had all of these different offers. And I thought, if I just start small with initial consults and then I can work my way up to getting people to pay, a little bit more. Maybe you have multiple services. If this relates to you, let me know. Yeah, okay, yes. So over the multiple offer game, yes. Then maybe you're wondering why none of them are working. Here's what we know, right? They've done a lot of studies that show us that satisfaction actually decreases when options increase. So they did a study where they took 2 different groups of people and they offered them a tray of jelly beans. One group, they offered a tray of jelly beans that had 3 different color jelly beans on it. And they said, choose one color and go ahead and eat the jelly bean. And so they chose and they ate their jelly bean. Then they went to a different group of people and they gave them a tray with 20 different flavors of jelly beans on it. And they said, choose the one that you want and then go ahead and eat it. So they chose one and then they ate it. So then they asked them, how satisfied are you with the jelly bean flavor that you chose? Then when they asked the first group, who just had 3 options, they were like, yeah, I'm satisfied. It was good. I think I chose the right jelly bean. And then when they asked the second group, who had 20 jelly beans to choose from, they were like, well, it was good, but I kind of wish I tried green apple, or I think I might have made the wrong choice. That banana one looks really good, or I should have had Tutti Frutti. So the people who had less options were actually more satisfied with what they chose than the people who had so many options, right? Which seems kind of crazy. You'd think if people had so many options, they could have any jelly bean that their heart desired, then they would be really happy. But actually what we know is that even if you get somebody to purchase one of your multiple offers, they're less likely to be satisfied with the product and if they have so many options to choose from, right? So what does that teach us? It teaches us that we need to show up as the expert and give people few options to tell them, here's what I, as the expert, know what you need, right? Many people think if I just have a cheaper option, then people are going to be more likely to buy. This is also not true. What we know from, trends in the market right now is that you will convert, no matter what the price, you will convert the same somewhere between 1% and 3% of your active audience. So the quicker way to leverage your time, the quicker way to get to those 10K months, and the quicker time to leverage your reach and your impact is with a signature method. You are the expert. You know what they need, not them. So you want to make your main focus on impact. Because here's the thing, when I was a nutritionist, I knew for sure nobody got results after the initial consult. That's just not how it works, right? However, if I'm the person purchasing, I do think all I need is initial consult. All I need is a meal plan. But you as the expert know what's going to get people results and what's going to get people. Do you guys lose audio? Yes, but I run a services business. Yes, I hear you. That's exactly how I felt. Let me know. Can you guys still hear me? Or did just one person lose audio? Okay, good. Okay, good. Great. What I was saying is, as the expert, what's going to get people the most transformation, and that's what we need to focus on. The bigger the transformation that you can get people, the more satisfied they're going to be, and here's how you do that. Okay, I want you to become known for your signature. When I think Ben & Jerry's, I think ice cream. When I think Marie Forleo, I think about B School. When I think about Chipotle, I think about burritos. If you don't have a signature method that you're known for and your leads don't have clarity around what you do, you cannot book them on autopilot. So do not pass go until you have a signature. When you do have a method and a specific transformation that you're known for, people are really clear on you and your message, and they start to trust you more, right? So because Marie Forleo is so known for B School, people trust her program as one of the first things that so many entrepreneurs do when they first join, come into the online space, because there is a level of trust around the results that she's gotten for people because this is what she's known for, right? This is also going to be a type of product that you can perfect and tweak over time, meaning your clients are only going to get better and better transformations over time, and you're only going to get better and better at converting those clients over time. This also allows you to be able to do the numbers, right? So you're going to be able to know how many leads you need in order to close the specific amount that you are looking to close. And also, you're going to be able to project how much income you have coming in so that you can then reinvest into your business and continuously drive traffic to it. One of the biggest problems I see, especially when people have all these small little services, is you don't know what, let's say you close one little $100 package here, a 200 here, 300 there, and you don't have that consistency like you would with a signature method where, let's say, every single client is paying you $300 for the next 6 months. Oh, sorry, losing my voice. For the next 6 months, you don't have that. You're not able to project, and therefore it's so much more difficult to reinvest in your business. And that initial reinvestment, we know how important that is. And I'm getting a little bit advanced here, but this is something that can't be skipped. If you know that your method gets the best results and it's something that people can trust because you have testimonials and all of that, it becomes so much easier to sell and to scale. Cool? Okay, you guys can hear me. Amazing. Okay, good. How are you guys feeling about this signature method? Fill me in. Maybe you are, starting to think like, okay, well, if I do charge based on the transformation that I think people need, so if I, charge them for the initial consult and then they need 5 follow-ups and then they need a meal plan, that's starting to get a little bit expensive when I package it all up like that. Maybe it's $1,000, or maybe it's, $1,200 or $3,000, depending on what you offer. And you might be wondering, like, can I actually charge that much? And the answer is yes. Okay. The truth is you have to structure your offer to get the best results and make sure that you make the transformation worth that much. So if you know your program is going to be $1,000, I want you to then start to reverse engineer and say, how can I make sure that my transformation that they're going to have over the next 6 weeks is going to be worth $1,000? So people will pay for a specific transformation. So you have to make sure that the value of the transformation and the price of your program are proportional, and then people will pay you higher ticket, right? And I know how it can feel a little bit scary in the beginning, but that's why we really work, especially, in my program, we really spend a lot of time on making sure that your signature method is something that is going to get people as much results as they pay for and then more, right? This is like, under promise, over deliver, classic. Here's an example of my client, Allison, who did exactly that. So she, came to me, she had multiple services. She was working with clients one-off here and there, selling them on follow-ups. And what we ended up doing is we launched a 3-month nutrition program. And she specifically worked with people on hormones. And so she knew that it takes a bit of a longer time period for anyone to see any results on their hormones. And so what ended up happening is not only did she learn how to effectively launch and relaunch this new product and this new course and have a quarterly plan for it, but she also started to have clients that were getting even better and better results because she created a container where she knew in 3 months I can get them the result that they're hoping to pay for. With an initial consult and a follow-up, people, it takes a lot more time than that, right? So she also grew her email list by 140%, like really cool, exciting stuff. So maybe you're here, yes, so many ideas. I know, I hear you. Maybe you are with me right now and you're like, okay, I'm down. I'm gonna create a signature method. I want to be known for something. I'm down to only have one offer, but then how do I get people to actually buy it? Or what if I'm just starting out and I don't have a huge audience and I don't have all these people who can purchase my product? No worries. That's where big shift number 3 comes in, and we're going to do it the lazy way. This is my model. For me, productivity and laziness go hand in hand. It's a really great way to find the most effective way to use your time. So one of the biggest mistakes that I see entrepreneurs, spending a lot of their time on is really, really putting a lot of their eggs in the social media basket. You're posting in all these places, you're on Instagram, you're on Facebook, you're thinking about maybe I need to post on LinkedIn, you got Pinterest going on, and the truth of the matter is, if you're putting out all of this social content and just hoping people will get on the phone with you, it's unlikely to be a scalable model, right? So maybe you're just posting and you're posting and you're like, all right, cool. I hope that somebody sees this picture of my cat and then reaches out and says, hey, I want to work with you. Truth is, we all know that that's highly unlikely to work. And even if it does work, it's not scalable. What we know is that you do kind of have to wine and dine people before they ever even consider paying you, especially since now most people need to see something that they haven't heard of before 7 to 14 times before they ever even consider purchasing it, right? And actually now I've been hearing more and more that it's 14 to 21 times, because there's so much going on in the online space. There's so many other people offering everything at the exact same time. When we're on social, we're constantly inundated with offers, with marketing. Everything is marketing now, right? So you have to be very strategic about the way you're using social and the way that you're, talking about your signature method and getting people warmed up and wined and dined before they're ever even going to take you up on your offer. So what we like to do is actually bring them into your world and continuously delight them over and over and over again using social media, but also specifically email marketing. Plus, here's the other reason that we don't love social media marketing as much is because it makes it really, really hard to get new leads. So I want you to picture that you're on Instagram right now, you're in the explore feed, you see a cool post that you really resonate with. First question, do you click on that post, do you even like it? Most of us don't even like a post that we actually do like. Maybe you send it to a friend, maybe you save it for later, but you might not even like it. But even if you do, you see it on the explore feed, you click on it, you like it. Do you then go over to the person's account who posted that and follow them? Yes or no? Let me hear from you. Do you or do you not? Truth is, it's unlikely that you'll even go over and follow that person. But even if you do, you see it in the explore feed, you click on it, you like it, you go over to their account, and now you're following them on Instagram. Are you then going to go and click the link in their bio? And are you then going to go and purchase a product from them right away? No, none of that happens, right? It's really, really rare that any of that will happen. And even if it does, it can take a really, really, really long time, right? The internet is saturated. So what we need to do is we need to focus on ways that make it a lot easier and a lot more effective to get our offers 7 to 14 times in front of the people who really want to hear about it. So Instagram does not want you to go off of Instagram. It wants everybody staying on their platform. So people are unlikely to click on your offers. So instead, what we do is we set up something like a lazy girls funnel. You've probably seen this on the internet before. This is one of those systems that we really love in our business. And it's one of the most, it's one of the first and most simplest and effective funnels that you can set up in your business right now. This funnel sets up the system for you to book more clients on Autopilot. So what do? We start with putting out high value content. We put out that content via videos or blogs, or for you, it could be a podcast, whatever you prefer to do. But you do want to start by putting out this high value content for the people who are interested in, in what you do, right? So we want to be bringing in leads who are interested in your content that would be the perfect person for your signature method. So we like to put out videos all the time. And with that high value content, we share it on social. So I'm not against social. I love social media, but we leverage it strategically. So we share it on social. We personally use a lot of Pinterest marketing here. We put this on Autopilot and we use Pinterest to get a lot of traffic to this high value content. Then that content leads people to some sort of freebie, some sort of webinar, something where we, in exchange, collect their email, right? You've probably done this before. You probably did it to get to this webinar. And the reason we do that is because then we get to take people off of social media and bring them into our email marketing system. You've probably heard, if you've been in the online space for any amount of time, how valuable an email list is. And I'm not going to go against the grain on this one. I'm with them. Having an email list is so valuable, and having that community off of social media is one of the best things that you can do for your business. So within that high value content, we say, hey, by the way, we have a webinar that teaches you more about this. Or by the way, we have a free checklist where you can get this and download it. So we create this really exceptional free gift for people and get it in exchange for their email. Then what we do is after they've gotten that free thing, we send them into an impact sequence. This is where you really get to lay it on thick with people. Cool? So yes, 20% of the time. You get to take them through your philosophy. So before anyone's even going to consider purchasing your signature method, we want them to understand your unique philosophy to solving the problem that they currently have. We don't want it to just be like, they don't want to just purchase from anyone. They want to believe in your method and they want to know that your method works. So throughout this impact sequence, we get them to start thinking about their problem from your perspective. We get them to start thinking about, for example, maybe with someone like Allison, who I just showed you in one of those last slides, we want her people to start thinking the real problem is your hormones, and here's why, and here's one thing that you can do. And we start to get them thinking about hormones so that by the time we get to the end of this sequence, you can see there, the last one there is a sales email. They have already thought to themselves, you know what, I think my problem is hormones and I think I need to do something about my hormones. So when we say, hey, I have a 3-month hormone overhaul program to help you get your hormones in check so that you can finally start to feel incredible again, they're like, you know what, I'm going to get on the phone and I'm going to book a call with you. And they're going to get into our calendar on Autopilot. This system is, maybe it looks a little bit complicated to you. And I will say that it does take a little bit of work at first, but we haven't touched it for years. And this is a process that books our calendar full of people week after week after week. This is not something new. This is not my secret hack. This is what most big businesses, small businesses, most businesses have this in place in some way, shape, or form. But you want to make sure that every single part of this process, this system here, is converting, and you want to make sure that you're doing it right. So you can you can start to test it, and that's what we really recommend. And we want to make sure like you can have this in place and it's not booking any calls. We want to have it in place and we want it to be converting very high, so you're booking calls every single week, right? Give me a number 2 if you're down to do, or sorry, a number 3 if you're down to do this the lazy way. Here's an example of one of my clients, Robin, who she was putting out content all the time. She was blogging almost, I think, a couple times a week. She was creating so much content, and so many people were actually reading her blogs. She had a lot of great traction on Pinterest already before we started working together, but she didn't have any way, she didn't have any system like this one here to book those clients into her calendar, or in her case, to actually make a sale on her passive product. And so we put this Lazy Girl sales funnel into place. And her goal was actually to start making 1K a day by May. That was her goal. And luckily she sent me this email way before May. I think it was like in March. And she said, it's become normal for me to wake up to over 1K in PayPal. And it was really, really exciting. And it's one of those things that it seems so easy for someone else. And that's kind of was her philosophy when she came to me. She's like, well, I don't think it's going to work for me because I'm not actually, I don't want to book clients into my calendar. I want to sell my passive product. But luckily, it's the exact same formula that we use if you're a coach looking to close, one-on-one clients, or if your signature method is a course or something like that. And so, here's an example of Robin. Interesting. So you do cosmetic tattooing. So are you a in-person, what does that mean, cosmetic tattooing? Like, permanent eyeliner or something like that? Absolutely. This does work for offline businesses as well. You probably have seen coupons available in exchange for your email and stuff like that. That is your freebie. Let me know if that resonates with you. You want to look at other service-based businesses that are offline and see what they're doing. The businesses around you that are excelling, you'll see that they're using this exact same model, and their freebie, what they're giving in exchange for their email, is either coupons or, you get a free, 20-minute lash fill or like something like that. I've seen that work with offline businesses. Okay, so now you know what you have to do. Let's look at how you can scale that, because I know in the beginning you you just want to make that first 10K, but eventually you're going to want to take that to the next level, right? You're going to want to go past that 10K, and you want to get even more freedom and scale as quickly as possible. So big shift number 4 that we had to make is to stop trading dollars for hours. Give me a number 4 if right now you're trading dollars for hours and this is something that you don't want to do anymore. Here's the truth. The time at your desk does not equal money in the bank. When, I see a lot of people think, okay, every DM I send is a new lead. Every time I post on social media, then I'm warming up my audience a little bit. Every time I get on a discovery call, that's another potential client. Every time I have a new client, then I need to actually deliver value on that. Following this type of model leaves you always needing to be on, right? It leaves you always needing to like always needing to post on social, always needing to be in your DMs, always needing to have a totally clear schedule so that someone can book in if they ever need to. And that is just so exhausting. And it's really, truly not leveraging your time or your expertise. And this is what we need to change right away. And that's why we really focus on doing it the lazy way, like I just showed you. And also we focus on systems and automation. Automation is the new black. It's the best way to basically find, find a clone of yourself. I'm still trying to figure out how to clone myself. Like I will create a webinar on that once we figure it out. But for now, this is the closest thing that I've got. I want many of me's working for me in my business all the time, right? And so you want to focus on getting as much automated as possible in the 3 main sections of your business that lead you to booking more sales. So number 1, you want to find ways to automate the growth of your business. So automate bringing leads into your business, creating a bigger and bigger email list full of highly qualified leads. You also want to automate new ways to warm up that audience. Like I said, I want them to see their problem from the perspective of your solution. If they think that their problem is not their hormones, they're not going to buy your hormone course, However, if their problem is their hormones, but they just don't understand that yet, it's your job to warm them up and to get them to understand that that is their problem, and the solution is actually quite simple. You have a process for it. It's your signature method, right? And the third thing you want to try to automate as much as possible is offering things to your clients. So you can see that we're actually doing that with the Lazy Girl funnel that I showed you, right? Our growth is being automated by collecting people's emails and by getting this high value content automated on Pinterest all the time. This is a process I show you in MPQ for those of you who just joined the program. So we're automating our growth here. We're automating our nourishment in this impact sequence here, and we're automating actually making offers to our clients in these emails as well. And so this is very key. So I recommend you first start with setting up that Lazy Girl funnel, but also once per quarter say, okay, what's another thing that I can automate to help with my growth? So I've already automated Pinterest. Now how do I automate, sharing on LinkedIn? Or now how do I automate Facebook ads? Or now how do I, what are the things that you're going to do? Then with your nourishment, you're like, all right, I have my email sequence in place. Now how do I put on autopilot all of my social media scheduling so that posts and posts and posts are going out for me every single week without me needing to be at my desk at all? And how do I automate making more offers to my community? So maybe now I'm going to put into place a webinar. Maybe now I'm going to do this. But you always want to focus on these 3 areas and find ways to create systems around them so that you can step away from your desk, but know that the best version of you is actually showing up for your business at all times, right? You can be sleeping, walking the dog, on vacation, on a road trip, and you know that you're actually selling at the same time. There's no better feeling than when I'm on vacation or when I'm at the beach and I come back to my phone and I see that I've made a sale. Like there's no better feeling. I used to write down in my journal that I wanted to wake up in the morning to PayPal notifications, and I wake up every single morning to notifications from PayPal. Like this is not, I'm not exaggerating. This is just how it is now. And you can have the exact same thing because your business should and can be working for you. The more you automate, the more you can live your life while simultaneously scaling and getting more clients. Automate the growth, nourish, and offer, and you can use social media marketing and make more money. You don't have to use social media marketing, but you can still make more money by working less. So you don't have to, be away from your phone and be like, shit, I should really be sharing this on I should be sharing this on my Instagram stories, or shoot, we should really be documenting this for YouTube or whatever it is, right? Marie Forleo is not showing you what she eats for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? But she's still scaling effortlessly. Okay. You can become fully booked by adding in the funnel and then have a compounding effect by stacking these and adding more and more clients to your calendar. Here's an example of Karina who did the exact same thing. So she she didn't have a process in place. So every time she booked a client, her and her team had to do all of the work over and over and over again. We put systems in place so that her clients went through a specific process that almost needed none of her except for at the very initial first call. This is an example for her business, and you can work it out how it's going to work for your business. But she stopped trading dollars for hours. So she still was charging her clients the same amount, but she had an intense level of freedom. And she says, this is the brains behind my first 30K month. Before that, she was overwhelmed, confused, and literally running a multi six-figure business out of notebooks. And this is crazy. And I see so many creatives doing this. And I know now, actually, Karina is on a road trip. She sold her house and went traveling full time, but then, it's COVID time. So she came back home, but now she's on a road trip full time with her partner, and her business is still running. And that's because she got out of that, out of that trap of needing every time she wanted to make more money, she needed to be at her desk for longer. And that's an absolute no-go in my world, right? Give me a number 4 if you are ready to just scrap that and not do that anymore. Yes. And then number 5, my favorite shift, the shift that took me the longest, unfortunately, to make, is to quit being a DIY-preneur. I can remember saying to myself, like, I can figure this out. I thought I could just put it all together and figure it out on my own. I would Pinterest all my problems. I would YouTube and Google. I would use them as my, as my business advisors and mentors. I thought I could Google my way to solving every single problem, reverse engineering other people's businesses. But what that actually left me with was putting into place all of the forward-facing aspects of other people's businesses, meaning what I could see them doing, which left me not implementing all of the things that happened behind the scenes, which are basically everything that I'm talking about here. All of the systems, all of the automations, all of these things that are actually like the real, the real driving force of so many people's businesses. I couldn't see those things. I was seeing what they were posting on social. I was seeing what they were sending me via email. And those are the front facing things like social media, who, we just talked about how effective that actually is, right? Oh no, I'm the DIY queen. I know. I think here's the thing. A lot of times what gets us to become an entrepreneur is we're like, I can figure this out, and we need that kind of drive and that motivation and that like belief in ourselves. However, we also need to be very strategic about the fact that at a certain level, you need to invest in specific products and specific services, in specific, things that will allow you to take your business to the next level from somebody who's already done it before, or by investing in a team member or investing in certain software. I know I definitely was like, I don't need that, but really, truly, once I started investing in my business, I started to notice that there's a such more productive way that allows me to leverage my time and actually have my team working for me, have software working for me, have somebody else tell me, hey, this is exactly what we do to make 6 and 7 figures. And I just say, okay, cool, I'm going to take this and make it my own. So it's very essential to take, if you want to be taking the direct route, to invest in ads, mentors, time, and testing, because what you put into your business, you always get back. And this was one that I had to learn the hard way. But once I invested in my first mentor, it really did give me the resources I needed, and also like the kick in the pants to just make this work. When I've been in group, maybe you're, similar to me, when I've been in group programs or masterminds and you surround yourself with other people who are on the same journey as you feel supported. But also, if you're a little bit competitive like me, when I'm in a group of other entrepreneurs, sometimes I'm like, okay, if she can do it, like I can for sure do it too, right? Like if she's hosting a webinar and selling 5 people, like I can definitely host a webinar and maybe I'll sell 6 people. So I actually really love the group aspect. And I think especially now when so many of us are isolated, that community is like so essential. to make it all work really well, a lot of times you do have to invest in mentoring. And that's been my experience. And here's a client actually of mine, Natasha, who said the same thing. She said, I've been trying to run my business the DIY way for the last 3 years. And she got more done in the last 8 weeks of being in our group program than she did in the last 3 years. Not to mention, like she said, it was fun and easy because she was surrounded by another group of people who were on the same journey as her. So I totally hear you. I think I love, entrepreneurs who are savvy and who are down to like Google and are a little bit scrappy, but I also believe in investing in your business. So I think we need to find a balance. What do you guys think? So here's what I promised to show you today, and I want you to give me a little check mark if you feel like you're ready to take these things on. So number one, how to turn your expertise into a 10K month income, even if that seems crazy right now. That's by starting to package your brilliance into your signature method and your signature product. How to become fully booked with dream clients while you have more freedom in your life. That's by implementing the Lazy Girl funnel and by implementing automation so that you can basically clone yourself. Plus, how to make a bigger impact in the world without adding more and more to your to-do list. That's by allowing you to start to invest into things like new leads for your business. Reinvest into those things that are going to allow you to use that funnel, use that system that you have set up in your business, and just drive more traffic to it so you can start to scale with the right people, right? Plus, how to quit constantly creating new offers and worrying if someone will finally bite if you create this offer or this one. And you can finally feel confident that you know how to scale to that 10K point, and then beyond that, the productive way. So what do you still need to win? Number one, you need to focus on your impact. This is the key first step that we need to do. Stop looking for shortcuts. You must invest in your in quality in your business and longevity. Number two, create your proven signature method. I want you to become known for this thing, and people will start to come to you because of that signature method. Number three, stop working so darn hard. Go ahead and use the Lazy Girl model. You can put this funnel system into place, and having one of those leads to attraction. So people being attracted to your business rather than you going out and fishing for new leads, but it also leads to that freedom for you. Plus, you can automate your way to financial freedom and location independence. Automating is like cloning your good work. So you get to do the good work once, and then you get to clone it and leverage that in the future. Plus, you need to implement the sales funnel. And lastly, stop DIYing. That one is pretty self-explanatory, as you know. So now you have two options. Number one, the first option is to take these strategies and to use them to start to dictate where you should be spending your time. Everyone should be doing this. But you also have option number two, which I have created to make it even easier for you, which is your most profitable quarter yet. Many of you know about this program, and I know a couple of you who are here have already joined. Enrollment for the summer semester is officially open as of today, which I'm very excited about. If you don't know what it is, it's a step-by-step process for growing and scaling that freedom-based business with a proven system. So it's made up of 4 key phases that add up to a high-impact system of systems. That's what a business is. It's one big system made up of lots of small systems, and that ensures each quarter is more profitable than the last. So you want to think of this as one productive AF quarter for you to slingshot your business 10 steps back. So sometimes in order to do that, or 10 steps ahead, sorry, in order to do that, you just have to take one small step back, implement certain systems and structures, and as soon as you let go, you can slingshot forward. Inside each phase, you're going to find essential workbooks, video trainings that walk you through my exact processes, also done for you scripts, templates, and project plans. I want to, like I said, give you the most direct route to a process that converts. And that's exactly what we do in here. Because I know for a fact that the people who are on this webinar, the people who are watching this, you are go-getters. You've already put in the work. You've already, invested in your business, and you have ideas. You know that when you work with your clients or when you sell those products, you know that people are going to get great results, but there's some sort of missing link. And you want to know what's the difference between you and the entrepreneurs who are somehow killing it and they're on a beach and their programs are working, or they're, in quotes, making it. If you want to stop feeling overwhelmed and scattered, and you want somebody to just give you that proven process that you know works, it's proven, it's automated, and it makes a big impact, then that's exactly what we're going to do. So here's what happens inside the program. Like I said, there's 4 key phases. The first one is the pre-work, which I call the internal system. This is essential for running an effective business, to have that internal system in place. So here's where you're going to know exactly what you should be doing every day. This is where you master the distilled daily business habits of high earners and high achievers, so that you can start your day with the things that are actually going to make the biggest impact on your business. This is what I call the non-negotiables, and these are the things that take you from maybe this will work, to taking small calculated actions every single day that actually pay off. Before we get started, I make sure everybody has this in place so they can prep like a CEO and really be ready for the entire course. And so just with the pre-work alone, so many people have had like incredible results. You can see Alex just says she booked a sales call after doing her non-negotiables. This person here said after following the non-negotiables and just one post, she booked a call and confirmed a $6,000 client within 24 hours. Plus, this client here, after just 3 days of doing her non-negotiables, has, had her client literally repeat back to her her lines, which we'll get into, when you're in the program. She, grew her list by 20 people, and she made her first passive income sale. So it's really crazy. And that's just within like a couple days, those ones there, right? So then we get into phase 1, and this is the marketing system. So this is where you create a productive business plan that sets you apart and puts you way ahead. You're going to get crystal clear on your numbers. You're going to, work through profit maps, quarter debriefs, and projections to make sure that you know exactly where you should be focusing your marketing efforts going forward, and set up your own profit strategy. Then we move into phase 2, which is the growth system, which I'm very, excited about. And that's a little bit of what I shared with you today. So I'm going to show you exactly how to set up your own Lazy Girl sales funnel to have that complete system to consistently and easily convert on autopilot. And this is even for those of you who are tech phobic or who are like, all of that stuff kind of scares me. Plus, I'm going to show you the 10-step process that allows you to create or audit, if you already have one, the signature method that you become known for. So just like I talked about here today, I show you exactly how to create that in a way that's very impactful. Plus, how you can grow your email list the fast way and guarantee that your potential clients know just how valuable your products are. Plus, I'm also going to show you the Nourish method that I talked a little bit about here, so that you can bring new people into your community and then turn them into hot leads on autopilot. So even if these people are cold, they don't know you, we want to be able to turn them into hot leads without you needing to be at your desk. Here are just a few examples. This person hit her sign up goal of 100 people and sold 4 tripwires, which is passive products. This person doubled her email list in the past week. This person here said, as of today, there's 817 people in her challenge, which she used the growth method to fill up. And the engagement in the group is so high, I can barely keep up. I'm having so much fun. So really exciting results from the growth system. Then we move into the sales system, which is one of my favorites, where I'm actually giving you the exact blueprint of how to monetize your list using a productive launch strategy. I personally love launching. I know a lot of entrepreneurs like shy away from launching. I love it. I find that it's one of the things that is the most scalable system for entrepreneurs. And if you do it right, it's very easy, and it's something that you can predict. So finally, get the process for growing and scaling your business. Just like a Fortune 500, you're going to have all the tools you need to execute a profitable launch and then relaunch every single quarter and scale. Plus, I'm going to give you like every single template you need, high converting launch emails, and exact done for you strategies. This is one of my favorite systems because, let's be honest, we're all here to make sales, right? This person just said, I just closed 1 new client and I have 2 more sales calls today. I had my first sale and it went so good. I woke up to my first paying client this morning, 5K in the first 24 hours. Very exciting. This person here was like, and I closed it. And my other client here says, I hit 10K for this month with clients and hit 10.5K in my first ever launch. I'm feeling so good. And this is, like I said, this is what all of us want when we start our business, right? We're like, I'm here to make an impact. I'm here for all of that, but also like, I would like to be handsomely compensated for all of this that I'm doing. So then lastly, we move into phase 4, where this is something I'm really nerdy for. And I want you to learn the exact strategy for mapping out your business every day, every month, and every quarter and every year. So at this point, you're getting close to having your harmonious system of systems in place, but now it's really time to make sure that the day-to-day operations are running really like a well-oiled machine. I see a lot of people skipping this step, and it starts to create a bottleneck in their business. So let's set up a really productive daily schedule for you and your team if you have one now or if you plan to have one in the future. Plus, you're going to learn how to plan each and every quarter like a pro, so you can guarantee every quarter is more profitable than the last. This is really one of the biggest keys to my personal success, I think, is planning my quarters like down to the very last detail. That allows me to know exactly how much income is coming in and project how much growth I need to do in order to hit every single sales target that I have. So here's a client saying she signed, which is really exciting. And in her case, she said that's a new client every week this month. She also said, this is a different client actually, who said, I have to tell you, I slept the best I have in weeks last night, getting everything out of my hands and having some major plans for launch and seeing everything on the horizon. I finally didn't have a million thoughts swirling around in my head, and I just slept hard. I love this one because it's not one of those, sexy 10K month, pieces of feedback, but it's something that I think a lot of us start to undervalue, right? Like that level of peace of mind and being able to sleep and knowing that your business is working really well for you is, it's something that I think a lot of us crave. I know I for sure did. Here's another client who said, I just checked my numbers for June and I did over 10K in booked sales, 10,177 to be exact. Thanks for your help in launching. And she's expecting 15K for July. Really exciting, because see how she can start to expect what she's going to make next month. That's what I'm talking about, in being able to forecast what you're going to make. And that level of consistency allows you to reinvest, scale, and also have, a little bit of confidence in what's going to be happening next in your business. So here's everything that's included. You're going to have the pre-work, which is the internal system, all 4 phases, and that alone has a total value of $4,500, which I'm very excited about. Plus, on top of that, when you join the program, not only do you get all of that incredible stuff, you also get 3 months of live group coaching with me. So you're going to have access to me for 12 full weeks. I'm going to be holding you accountable to actually implementing all of this stuff. Plus, on these calls, you're going to get your questions answered. You're going to get your program assignments reviewed by me, all of that stuff. Plus, like I said, there's going to be a great community of other women in there who are going to be going along this process with you. So you're going to get all 4 phases plus the live group coaching, which is a total value of $8,000 already. By the end of this program, some really cool things can happen. You can, imagine becoming fully booked with your dream clients, having a constant stream of new leads coming in, knowing your business has the type of consistency that you can plan for and scale, plus having an automated system in place that gives you the freedom to do the stuff that you love and still get the results that you crave. Here's a great little piece of feedback from Kate, who is in the program, and she says, basically, she said she loved working with me. And here's Lenore, who says she can't, she can't even express how excited she is because she wanted to make 5K per month when she signed up for the course. And she was making about $300 a month at the time. And within just 8 weeks, she was already up to 2K a month. And I know for a fact that she ended up having a 10K launch in her very first launch. So really exciting. If you're a creative person, you're looking for a left brain type of course, this is exactly what I created it for. Plus, I have some really, really exciting bonuses for you guys, and I'm going to share them quickly with you right now. Bonus number 1, if you join today, you're going to get a monthly business audit. So this is where I email you once a month with a business audit workbook so that you can intentionally move forward month after month. This is where I always say what you track grows, and we want to keep that rolling in month after month, quarter after quarter, until you start hitting those big goals and you can start to really blow them out of the water. So you're getting all 4 phases, the live group coaching, monthly business audits, plus I'm giving you my exact quarter planner. You get to steal it. This is what I use to plan my own quarters and those of my VIP clients. This is the exact framework that we use to make 10K months, 6-figure launches, all of that exciting stuff, and we're handing it straight over to you. So you're getting all of that, plus the live group coaching, plus the monthly business audits, plus the quarter planner. Also, if you sign up today, you're also going to get the done for you project plans, workflows, and workflows for entrepreneurs. So these are like things that have been in the making for years. These are if you like checklists, you're going to love this. Tried and true methods for actually completing all the things, exact step-by-step checklist, project plans, and timelines of when and how to complete the biggest projects. So from workflows to launching your first challenge to hosting a webinar, this bonus has all of that covered for you, step by step. You're also going to get something very exciting to me, which is the ultimate list of Pinterest group boards. So I'm literally delivering Pinterest on a silver platter to you. Like I said, my clients have taken Pinterest accounts with 0 engagement to over 530,000 active monthly viewers. And actually, I've seen even more than this now since I've actually even written this bullet. I've done the time-consuming work and compiled a list of group boards for you that I've been creating for myself and for my clients for years. Pinterest alone here, my clients are having really great results with this. This person says she set up her tailwind for Pinterest on Friday and she's already 5x'd her impressions by today. This person here increased her, her impressions by over 921%. It's kind of hard to see there. And over here, we've got an increase of 695%. And this is just like straight away. And these results definitely start compounding. So I'm very passionate about using Pinterest. It's one of the best ways to grow organically, and you can automate pretty much the whole thing. So all of this is already adding up to a value of $9,000. Plus, I'm giving you my 6-figure sales call training. Sometimes I don't even know why I'm giving this away. This is the exact training that has taken clients from literally hating sales conversations to closing 12K in sales in a single day. Like, this is good. My clients use this, and this one says close 2 out of 2 with the script. I just upsold an additional service using that sales training. I just had a sales call and I closed it. I definitely, this client says, I just closed my sales call today. These are all using the sales call strategy and script. And if you have any trouble closing on sales calls, or if you're closing anything under 70%, I want you to get your hands on this. It is gold. When I posted online that this was valued at $100, my client was like, what? That is definitely worth more than 100. And she said, I closed 3 out of 3 sales calls using this script, my first time using it. Ring, ring, it's a paycheck, which I thought was so funny and cute. So you're getting all of that. And also, I'm going to show you exactly how to launch your first Facebook ad. Even if you're not there yet, I want everybody to have this training because, like I mentioned before, once you have these systems set up, you're going to be looking at how do I scale. And so I'm going to show you the simple way to set up a Facebook ad so that when you are ready, you can completely automate your business to have the freedom to do what you want while your business continuously grows on autopilot. And this exact training has been getting some people some really great results, that people are bringing in leads at 92 cents per lead, which is unheard of. And so you're getting that, which is valued at $500 totally for free. Plus, I'm giving you my signature method planning Trello board, which I talked about a little bit in this training. You're going to be able to copy and paste the exact process that I take my clients through when we create programs that bring in consistent 5-figure months from them. This is a client favorite, this one here. So you're getting all of these things, all 4 phases, lifetime access to the program, 3 months of live group coaching, all 7 bonuses, which is, if we were to package this up all individually, which my team actually asked me to do when I first launched this program, it would be worth $9,900. But we're not going to charge that. Absolutely not. We want this program to be accessible for everyone. So right now, if you join on this webinar, it's $3,000. But actually, since you're here, I've decided to make it extra sweet for anyone who's on the webinar and offer you a coupon for being on the webinar. The coupon code is NEWME. If you type that in, you're going to get a limited time offer and receive $270 off the price of the program. So even though it's valued at over $9,000, you are getting access for $2,730. Plus, this is a limited time offer. I'm not sure how long this is going to be here for. I initially created this extended payment plan specifically to make this program accessible to people during COVID times. I know people have, recently lost their jobs or are working less and want to start to use this time to invest in their business. They want to use this time to take what they do into the online space. And so I've added an extended payment plan. I do not think this will be available for very long. So if you'd like to take me up on that offer, that extended payment plan with the coupon, you can get started right now. Join our group, come to our call on Wednesday for only $250 a month, which is very exciting. So you can grab your spot in the most profitable quarter yet with this limited time offer and the webinar coupon code. You can, go ahead and join for the best deal, which is the one payment. You can go ahead and join for our payment plan, or take me up on the limited time option and join for an extended payment plan option for only $250, which is so insane. You can get almost $10,000 worth of value for $250. So if you're interested in joining, there's a button right below this, or you can also find out more details and go to alyssacoleman.ca/profit. I know some of you who are here have already joined. I can actually see. Yes, awesome. So Sarah's in. I'm happy to see you in there. We also have Hannah, hey, did you just join? Yes, okay, cool. I will see you on the call next month. Don't forget the coupon code, guys. I see both of you guys who joined used it, which I'm really happy about. And if you're having any questions, I want you to ask yourself, like, why did I come to this training? What was the reason that I said, oh, a training called Fully Booked on Autopilot? I need to go to that. What's the reason that you did? If you feel like you're leaving clients or opportunities on the table because you're not making consistent, consistent momentum in your business, or if you know that you're here to make a really big impact, but you're starting to feel like you're floundering and you're trying all these different things, or that you have what it takes, but you wish someone would just hand you a clear project plan to becoming fully booked, then that's exactly why we created this program. And so, like I said, you get all of these things here as soon as you join. Use the coupon, and you can join us on our next call, which I'm very, very excited about. Let me see if I have any questions. Oh, Julia, you're in too. I just saw your notification come in. Yes, okay, exciting. Anonymous is in. I don't know who that is. Who are you? The $250 payment plan, I believe, is 12 payments. You can click the button below and it will take you there to double check, but I'm pretty sure it's 12. Amazing work. Yes. So our first call is next week on Wednesday. Our calls are every single week, Wednesday, 11:30 EST. But as soon as you're in, you get started on everything. Yeah, it's 12 payments. Yes. The first call, like I said, is next Wednesday, 11:30 EST. Question about automation. How do you automate an email list without bothering your existing clients? So you just tag your existing clients. Email marketing has a lot of great, like tagging systems that allow you to actually, segment who's in what areas. So I try not to email my existing clients when I'm email marketing. You also, as someone new comes in, you send them through specific sequences so that the whole list doesn't get those emails, just new people get them. So when they're new to your audience, they get specific messaging. And when they've been on your list for a while, you still want to keep them warm and maybe launch to them, but you want to give them different messaging, right? I'm a freelance blog post writer. Will this program work for me, or will I have to pivot my offer? So do you mean that you write blog posts for other people, like a copywriter? Let me know, Anonymous1516. The calls are weekly for 3 months. Yes, exactly. They're every single week, and you have access to them for 3 months. And after that, you can still even come to the calls. Some of my past clients still come to the calls for inspiration and all of that. So you still have access to the group, you still have access to the course, but the people who are within the program for the first 12 weeks have the first priority on every single call. Cool. Does this program help with hiring out teams? Something that I struggle with. Who and where to hire. So there's no specific course on who to hire and when, but this is definitely something that we can talk about on our calls. So for those 12 weeks that you have access to me, I can absolutely help you with that. Do you help us walk through that process? The process of automation, I think, is maybe what you're asking. Yes, I absolutely do. Are the calls Q&A style? Yes. So I come around to you. If you have a question, you say, here's where I'm at right now in the program. Here's what I have done. And you ask me any questions that you have. And also on the call, this is when we look through any work that you've done. So let's say you're working on that freebie and you want to make sure that it's sick and you want to make sure that it's actually going to convert. I'll actually share my screen with you and go through it and copy edit it with you. I make sure that every single part of your funnel is going to have my eyeballs on it if you have it ready for me. And, so that you have somebody who's seen hundreds and hundreds of funnels telling you, hey, I think this is going to work, or I think this is not going to work. If you can't join the calls, yes, you can absolutely still submit questions. Yes, as a copywriter, I would probably recommend that you create some kind of signature method that you take people through, but you can always use the same funnel just to book people on call. So I would like it if you said, hey, I'm a blog copywriter, but my process is we have an intake call where we map out 6 months of blog content, and then I write 6 months of blog content for you, and we check in 2 times in between or something like that. So I do believe in creating a process, because then you start to become known as like the sickest blog writer in San Diego or wherever you're from, right? So I do like to create a process, but it is definitely up to you. What business tools do you need, or do your strategies work with all tools? For example, do I need lead pages, ClickFunnels, ConvertKit, and so on? So you don't. I like to show my clients how I do it. So I'll show you the tools that I specifically use. So I use lead pages and ConvertKit, but my clients use Squarespace, Flowdesk, whatever you have, you can use, but you will need specific things. So you will need some kind of page builder, so like lead pages or your website, and you will also need an email provider, but you can totally use MailChimp or whatever you like to use. That's totally up to you. So my strategies work with all tools is the answer to that question. For the copywriter here, you're still anonymous, but let me know if that answers your question as well, or if that's starting to kind of get the ball rolling, or like get the wheels turning in terms of what you could do with your offer. And the reason I recommend that is so that you can start to have a level of consistency with the income that's coming in. So you could close one blog, right? And let's say that's $500 for you to write one blog. However, you could also close someone on a 6-month blog package and charge them $3,000, and they can pay monthly or something like that. And then you know that you have that income coming in. And you don't have to close a new client every single time. Okay, you love it. Great. You're welcome. Awesome. Well, I see some of you are joining now, so I'm going to go welcome you into the group and see you in there. If you guys have any other questions, this offer is only available until next Tuesday night at 11:59 EST, and then our next call is on Wednesday. So don't wait. Take me up on the coupon. Take me up on the limited time offer payment plan, because like I said, I'm not sure how long this is going to be here. And I'm really excited to go through this summer semester for you guys, with you guys. If you have any other questions, you can also DM me on Instagram, but otherwise I will see you in there. Joe's in. Awesome. Yes. Okay, cool. I will see you guys in there. Thanks so much for coming to the webinar, and we will talk soon.